Somewhere in Yellowstone, in the summer of 2003, a wildlife biologist named Kerry Murphy set up a camera trap near a campsite that had been visited by a mountain lion. The lion had approached within 4 meters of 2 sleeping campers. It stood there for several minutes, close enough that its breath would have fogged in the cold air above their sleeping bags. Then it walked away. The campers never woke up. This is not a survival story. Nothing bad happened. Nobody was in danger, and the lion was never classified as a threat. It was classified as a mountain lion doing what mountain lions do when they encounter something they cannot fit into any category their nervous system already has a name for. It came close enough to kill. It chose not to. And the question worth sitting with is not whether you are safe. The question is, what exactly was happening in the seconds it stood over you and decided? A predator's brain does not run on bravery. Popular culture treats large carnivores as fearless hunters, but every large predator alive today is descended from a long line of ancestors who survived precisely because they were careful. An injury in the wild is not an inconvenience. A wolf with a broken leg cannot run down prey. A mountain lion with an infected wound cannot defend territory. The ones who took reckless risks are gone. The ones who survived were the ones who ran a constant calculation. Is this worth the cost? A deer is a known quantity. A fleeing rabbit is a known quantity. The prey nervous system has had millions of years to catalogue what each animal looks like when it's frightened, what it smells like when it's running, what sounds it makes when it knows it's being hunted. That catalogue is the most important piece of software a predator carries. You are not in it. A sleeping human does not smell like prey. You are covered in synthetic fabric, chemical deodorants, the residue of fire and processed food, and dozens of industrial compounds that have existed for maybe 100 years. Your scent carries traces of soap, shampoo, sunscreen, insect repellent, and the exhaled byproducts of foods that do not exist anywhere in the wild. To a predator's nose, built over millions of years to pass the smell of fear and the smell of flight, you are a chemical signal with no entry in any catalogue it has. You do not move like prey either. A frightened animal freezes or bolts. You lie completely still and breathe in a slow, even rhythm that, in the natural world, belongs only to animals that have absolutely nothing to be afraid of. The most dangerous creatures in any ecosystem rest without looking over their shoulder. You sleep like something that has never needed to worry. And then there is neophobia. Researchers have documented, across dozens of species, that animals respond fearfully to unfamiliar stimuli. Not because those stimuli have proven dangerous, but because the unfamiliar is itself a category of risk. A prey animal that investigated every unknown scent and sound would not survive long. An unknown thing is a potential threat, and potential threats are avoided. When a predator encounters a sleeping human for the first time, it is not assessing whether you can fight back. It is encountering something that does not match any pattern its species has ever catalogued, and the default response to that is withdrawal. You are protected, in part, by your own strangeness. In 2019, researcher Justin Sorazzi and his colleagues at UC Santa Cruz ran an experiment in the Santa Cruz Mountains. They played recordings of human voices through speakers hidden near mountain lion territory. The lions reduced their use of those areas by more than 40%. Not a gun, not a trap, not any physical threat. This is a voice that protects you when you sleep outdoors. It is not a lock, and it is not a wall. It is the accumulated weight of 100,000 years of encounters between humans and the large carnivores, compressed into a single instinct. This creature is unpredictable. It carries things that kill from a distance, and the calculation never comes out in favor of approaching it. The predator standing over your tent in the dark is not being kind. It is being rational. in the only way evolution taught it to be. Here is the detail. The straightforward version of this story tends to skip. The risk calculation is not fixed. It shifts based on what the predator has learned and on how hungry it is, and on what signals you are or are not sending. The man-eating lions of Tsavo killed over 30 people across 9 months in 1898, while workers were constructing a railway bridge in what is now Kenya. Researchers examining the lion's teeth more than a century later found severe dental disease in both animals, damage that would have made killing large, healthy prey nearly impossible. The Champawat tiger killed over 400 people across Nepal and northern India in the early 20th century before being tracked down in 1907. Its upper canine teeth had been shattered, likely by a gunshot, leaving it unable to hunt the deer and wild boar that made up its normal diet. In both cases, the calculation changed. When the cost of pursuing normal prey rose high enough, and when the cost of approaching the strange, dangerous animal dropped below that threshold, the protection that had held for thousands of years simply dissolved. You are not safe because predators are incapable of harming you. You are safe because, at this particular moment, the mathematics work in your favor. There is a second layer to this that researchers have only started mapping in the last decade. When Sarasi's team played human voices in mountain lion territory, something unexpected happened further down the food chain. The smaller predators, below the lions, bobcats, skunks, opossums, changed their behavior too. And below them, the rodent populations expanded. The mere sound of a human voice propagated through an entire ecosystem like a ripple through still water, reshaping every layer of it, without any of those animals ever seeing a person. You are the apex predator of this ecosystem, whether you have thought of yourself that way or not. You have been for long enough that the whole structure of the food web around you has reorganized to account for your presence. The wolf does not avoid you because it has reasoned the matter through. It avoids you because its ancestors who made different decisions did not leave descendants. So, the mountain lion that stood 4 meters from 2 sleeping campers in Yellowstone, in the dark, for several minutes, and then walked away, was not being merciful. It was running the same calculation its species has been running for thousands of years, and arriving at the same answer. Not tonight. Not this thing. Not worth it. What the campers never knew, and what the lion could not have explained if anyone had thought to ask, is that the protection was never about them, specifically. It was about what humans are, accumulated across every encounter their species has ever had with ours, distilled into a single moment of hesitation at the edge of a sleeping bag. You are not safe in the wild. You are the reason the wild is less safe for everything else in it. And somewhere in the dark, standing over you while you dream, something that could end you in seconds already knows that. It has always known that. It just took us a little longer to figure out why.